Alright, I think we're live. Cool. How's it going, everyone?
Perhaps.
Yeah, we're live now. How's it going, everyone? My name is Safety Man.
I'm Wiz Wario, commentating with Safety Man.
We're running Super Ninja Boy, which is a 1992 Culture Brain RPG created for the Super Nintendo. It actually has... it's actually the sequel to an NES game called Little Ninja Brothers. And,
Was that by the Culture Club?
yeah, it's called by Culture Brain as well. And there's a sequel to this game on the Game Boy called Ninja Boy 2. But this is the only one that came out for the SNES, and it's probably the nicest looking and probably the best one out of all of them. And with that said, about to get started. Are you ready,
Let's
Wiz?
roll.
Let's rock and
On
roll.
you.
Alright. So this is beat the game percent. We're just gonna beat the game as fast as we can. We play. Go ahead.
There are some RNG elements to it, so just beating the game in general is already like an accomplishment.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of RNG in this game. In terms of the difficulty, as far as I'm concerned, there's no difference between easy, normal, and hard. So we're gonna go on hard because why not?
Because he's hardcore.
Indeed. Is there a problem with the audio? Just checking chat.
Alright, hope you're all ready.
Okay. With that said, let me get my live split ready.
Alright,
In-
I'll count you down.
Sure, go ahead.
3, 2, 1, go.
Alright.
The game begins.
So I guess a little bit of lore. So one day, trouble arose in a peaceful country.
Lore and galore.
A spaceship covered the sky of Chinaland.
In a 3D virtual image.
So this is Rubadoc. He is definitely not the final boss of the game. Don't get any ideas.
No, it's not Dr. Wily, swear.
It's not Dr. Wily. So these are our main characters, Jack and Ryu. We're going to be controlling Jack.
Who are palette swaps of each other like twins.
So right now, this game is a hybrid RPG. As you can see, we have a top-down overworld map, and then we also have 2D enemy encounters. So unlike
side-scrolling beat-em-ups.
unlike traditional RPGs, this game, for enemy encounters, for the most part, are fought in Double Dragon-style beat-em-up encounters. So when we get sent into one of these, we have to defeat a certain number of enemies before the game kicks us out and gives us our experience.
There are other ways to end the battles during those fights too, but that's not here yet.
So right now, we're heading north to a city called Horizon Gate to pick up what's essentially one of the best items in the game. I won't essentially spoil it just yet.
Not yet, but you'll see what it is, and you'll soon see why it is the best item in the game.
So another thing about old RPGs is that the encounter rate for these games is very sporadic, meaning that we can go many steps without an encounter, and we can go 0 steps with an encounter. It is actually our
zero-frame encounter.
It's actually our best friend and our worst enemy at the same time in terms of speed. So right now on the screen, on the UI, we have HP, which is our health, we have our level, we have an M counter, and we have NP, which is at 0 right now.
What's the NP?
So NP you can think of as our stamina. It gives us the ability to do skills and magic. But we start off with level 1, which gives you no NP. So right now
no magic.
So right now we're getting a ton of enemy encounters, which isn't necessarily the best, but at the same time we're going to be building our experience to level up. And leveling up is actually very important in this game because the game does gate you, and it wants to make sure that you're a certain level before completing certain tasks.
Is there any other reason for the fights as well, like perhaps money?
Yes, so right now we're going to be leveling up to 4 before Horizon Gate, mostly for money purposes, because we need to buy some key items in the city. And
Are they essential items?
not pretty essential. Stuff you find at the dollar store.
So stuff such as healing items for one thing, which he's gonna need. Because he's not going to be grinding too much. He's only going to be leveling up to the amount that he needs to be at.
So essentially what we want to do is we want to level up to a certain amount so that we can progress the story as much as possible without having to level up again. So right now this game is droughting us in order giving us a long stretch of land without encounters. So that's the city right there, but we need to level up to 4.
If only he had the repel power. But at this point, he wants the encounters. Oh, that's Skull. Skulls are bad.
Yeah, so skulls, they pop up out of those power blocks. So inside those power blocks, you can either get cash,
money,
you can get an M, or you can get a skull. So M increases our M's by 1, and skulls takes away one of our M's. It is completely random what's in it, so we just kind of hope that we get as many M's as possible. Because
and the M's do give us what?
They give us the ability to use a very powerful move that we'll be hopefully seeing later.
Definitely, hopefully, because as far as I'm concerned, the POW blocks are completely random, so you just never know what you're gonna get.
It's like a box of chocolates.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Alright, made it to level 4. So now we're going to be going to Horizon Gate to buy a few items at the item shop.
Note that it's not actually on the horizon, but you know that's what they say. So he's buying some sweet buns for the health. Get some boo bombs right here for an encounter later on, and the dragon eggs here are for some of the platforming elements in the game. And the pneumatic punch is a weapon for now.
Yeah, so essentially, think of it as equipment. We actually don't start off with any equipment, so it just gives us a bit more damage in the encounter battles and lets us finish it slightly bit faster. So right now we're doing a platforming section. Once we pass this, we'll be getting our throwing stars.
Are you worthy? Test your might.
It's like Mortal Kombat. You can see the engravings on the wall. They got the Liu Kang dragon.
Or the double dragon.
Or that's
except there's a bunch of dragons.
So this game takes influences from many games and cultures too. So this is underwater. And the weird thing about underwater is that it only affects you, the player. None of the enemies are affected by it at all. And it's just there to slow you down.
Like Culture Brain. So he'll be using this dragon a lot as it can bypass many obstacles in this game. So, it's pretty funny that the stuff he can bypass like that, for instance.
And we can actually go through floors, and we can go through many things. It lets us skip over a bunch of these platforming sections where we're going to need other items, but with dragon eggs, we have all we need.
And also save time too, since you're just going through everything. Fantastic. Had I only known to make the map based off to prevent dragon eggs.
So right now we need to head back to the original area, and the fastest way to do that is to death warp. So we'll just be heading to the nearest pit. So when
you die instantly in the pits unless you have a dragon egg.
So when you die, you get teleported to your last convenience store. And because we didn't visit any convenience stores yet, it teleports us back to the very first place we spawn.
In this convenience store? I thought it was the inn.
No, it's convenience store.
Or the convenience.
So this is a unique enemy in that you can only defeat it using the moonsault kick, which is this kind of, he curls up into a ball and kicks. In order to do that,
a somersault morph ball.
Kind of like Sonic.
Oh yeah, that too. The
curls up into a ball. Unfortunately, doesn't really go fast. Okay, so this is our first encounter of what we call a dancing enemy. So this enemy will kind of form clones of itself, and then the real one appears, and we have to destroy it as fast as we can.
There was the hurricane kick he was doing.
So the hurricane kick is, you do it by pressing B and Y at the same time. It costs 1 NP to use, So there we are, up to level 5. So optimally through here, we don't want to have many encounters, but once again, at the mercy of the game. We're going to be trying to run away from as many battles as possible, but the game does force you in battles if you get unlucky.
He headed into this cave to defeat the thieves. For story reason, if you're wondering, like, why did you suddenly go into this cave?
The game actually wants you to visit that first city and talk to a bunch of people, because they'll tell you to go here. But we already know what to do, so we don't need to do that.
Or he already knows what to do. More encounters.
Yeah, more getting forced into them. These definitely are not world record splits.
So yeah, the speedrun of this relies on hopefully a lot of good RNG to not keep getting encounters, because like Safety Man mentioned earlier, there are 0-frame encounters where before you can even get off the square, you're already attacked, which is insane.
So we have 2 more rooms to go through. Not really much to talk about. We just want to hope to not get encountered as much.
This is just a maze, right? And there's not really anything to get here, like items.
In terms of items, there's nothing in this maze other than the objective.
Kind of a very dull cave. What kind of thieves' cave is this? Doesn't even have anything except tons of enemies.
Tons of enemies and stuff to get in our way. We're actually up to level 6. I'm actually not used to being this high, level-wise. Which will make grinding a lot easier, at least later on. So I'm actually trying to run away from as many things as I can.
Yeah, because you're already at the right level.
So this NPC here is the objective. We must defeat these thieves. So right now I'm going to be taking advantage of an exploit in the game. So whenever you're fighting these beat-em-up style encounters, if you head to the very top of the screen, the enemies can never find you. They'll bob up and down like that, and you're free to hit them. So this encounter ends when you defeat 4 enemies.
Right now he did that to get more XP.
So the game actually didn't get it there. But generally, one trick you can do to get more experience is before the stage kicks you out, if an enemy is counted as destroyed, you still get credit for it. So right now, after getting our yellow aura ball, we've completed our objective, and now we must warp. And what better
Another
way to
death warp once again. There's not too much consequences for dying other than loss of progress.
You do lose half your money. It's kind of like Pokemon.
Not much. It'll be fine. You'll get more back later.
So right now we're at the first city. This is Yokan. We're going to be getting a couple of items here. Actually, just one item. So the first
one item, and then talk to some people.
So the first, this person here, Nostradamus, not Nostradamus. He actually tells you to go to Horizon Gate to get the throwing stars, but we don't need to do that. He gives you a really powerful item. Yeah. He gives you a really powerful item called the Escape Leaf, which lets us escape and encounter battles at the cost of 4 NP to use.
Which is really useful to get out of some annoying battles later on in the game. So
those set of NPCs are the rulers of this kingdom. It is actually required to talk to them, otherwise the game won't let you progress. So now we got that out of the way. We're just gonna proceed on with the story.
You got the sword, right?
So they actually do give you a sword called the Dragon Blade. It's one of the
it replaces the pneumatic punch.
No, it doesn't replace the punch. It's the first sword that you get in the game, but
no, I meant the item.
Oh yeah. So right now we're going to be trying to speed walk our way through this. Pretty much every enemy here is not worth fighting.
It's only going to take a few minutes to get there, right? Just power walks.
You know, getting only one encounter there is really good.
And escaping. Oh.
As soon as I say one. As soon as I say 1.
This game knows.
It knows.
Oh yeah, so can you use the sword during the beat 'em up segments?
You can use the sword during the beat 'em ups, but it's actually faster to use throwing stars. So there are a few enemies in this cave that give you more experience than the ones we've already fought.
Which are
like those duck enemies and that what I call the symbol bee, the dancing enemy.
Oh, the moss?
Mm-hmm. But it also throws us not very worthwhile enemies such as those.
And so now we're in here for a particular reason. What boss must we fight now? Yeah, the throwing stars don't go all the way across the screen.
They do, but
it takes too long.
It takes a while, but at the same time, that enemy is what we call a flying enemy. So you actually have to hit it in a very precise spot because during that entire time, he has an active hitbox that can hurt you. So with throwing stars, we get to destroy them safely from full screen. So now heading towards Edo City.
Edo City.
Or I think in ancient times this is now what we call Tokyo.
No, but in China land?
Mm-hmm. So right now we're visiting the inn. The inn is basically
just a rest up and heal.
A free heal. Can you imagine going into a city these days and getting a free meal and hospitality
or
for
free
free
accommodations?
So now we're buying a specific amount of dragon eggs.
Yes, he's gonna buy 4 dragon eggs and Shogun's sword.
Yeah, so the Shogun sword, it's more powerful than the dragon blade that the Emperor Chin and Prince Bonbon give you. So we just replace
must not have been a very good sword. Yeah, so swords just weapons get replaced quite quickly in this game. It's not like say Link's sword that gets upgraded. That would have been nice if it was like that. Just keep tempering and blacksmithing the next sword. That enemy dies so nonchalantly. Ooh.
It's fine. I'm not too worried.
That was a little unfortunate.
A little, but it shouldn't cost me that much. They do have a very jank hitbox. Those flame carpets.
Grim Reapers in China land.
But that thing's our friend. So another thing about the moonsault kick or the moonsault jump that you saw is that you're completely invincible during that whole thing.
Which is quite nice to have.
So right now, if you remember in Horizon Gate, there were 2 buildings. One of them was to get the throwing stars. The other one is supposed to give you spider shoes, which lets you crawl in the ceiling. But because we have dragon eggs, we get to just skip all that.
You can bypass it, and he can't go to the next screen while dragon eggs are active. So that's why he's hovering there for a while. And other than that, he just has to make it across these platforming sections without dying.
This is gonna be close. Okay, we made it.
Made it. Some dragon eggs to spare.
So this
you have to do that every time you go through that area, right?
So going that way, you have to play that platforming section, but going back, you don't. So right now, we're about to fight our first major boss, but before we do that, the game actually requires you to be a certain level. So, unlike traditional RPGs where they give the boss higher attack or high attack power, high defense, the game gates you in a weird way in that if you are not a certain level before fighting a boss, the boss will automatically do double damage to what they normally do. It's unaffected by any equipment, and it's unaffected by like your armors, your helmets.
Whatever you have, if you're not of the right level.
So if you're not the right level, it just becomes basically impossible. So right there, those cavemen, we need to defeat 3 of them to end the battle. So
Yeah,
I staggered it in a way so that I defeat 4 of them to get more experience.
Max XP.
So right now, these are the same enemies we fought, the thieves. They become normal enemies. That's pretty common in this game.
Yeah, the boss becomes a regular
boss.
enemy.
Quickest way to kill it is just impale it into the ceiling.
Convenient. Convenient that the ceiling suddenly has spikes.
So what I was saying about leveling up, we need to be at least level 10 before fighting the boss.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a weird gating. Just do double damage if you're not at the right level.
So I want to fight these skeleton knights because they give you the most experience.
And they die quickly.
Yeah, because of the spikes at the top.
Always a spike at the top.
Alright, level 9. So we have 1 more level to go. So the number of experience points needed to go from 9 to 10 is 450.
He's done the calculations for how much
Yeah, I've already done these calculations. So we're getting around 70 per battle. So we should be there soon. We're also walking forward and progressing as much as possible. Because
yeah, so he needed to fight 7 of those skeletons because they give 7 XP.
Mm-hmm. We can do math. Multiplication.
Oh, there's 2 of them. So he's trying to hit him in a way that lets him pick him up and do the throw. So he's actually going to get quite a bit of XP here, which is nice. Doesn't have to play the animation. Speaking of animation, they took a while to die.
Yeah, so those large enemies, they have to explode 4 times before they're counted. Generally, so, if you can kill 1 before the second explosion of the first enemy starts, it will count. Unfortunately, this is the worst thing you can fight because it only gives you 40.
And you have to wait for it to let you hit it.
And it's gotta spawn at a spot where I can actually hit it.
Yeah, I was about to say. There's a 40 XP, so that's... You have 32, or 320 XP gained. So you need 130?
Something like that.
Ah, again.
So generally I'll try to run away from that one. So that right there is the boss room. We can't go until we're level 10.
Or he could go, but then he would just die too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Is he gonna die? Oh, this will be enough. This will be enough for him to level up.
If I get lucky. Oh, I didn't get lucky. Alright. So when they're flying like that, they are fully invincible.
Invincible, invulnerable, they got iframes.
For days. We still get the 140.
Yeah, and that's enough.
So right now we're gonna heal before entering.
Using that sweet, sweet buns.
So another thing we haven't seen yet are major boss battles. So, unlike the enemy encounters, major boss battles are fought in traditional turn-based RPG battles.
Which is kind of a little weird.
And neat at the same time. A lot of genres explored in this game.
Platforming, beat-em-ups, RPG.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything, you can't say this game doesn't have variety.
Mm-hmm. So right now this boss has 80 HP. So we're gonna be using as many attacks as we can on it. So
and hope that they all hit.
So right now we're using Mighty Ball. So if you remember those M's that we had earlier, every 3 M's you're allowed to use a Mighty Ball, and this is actually the most powerful attack against this boss. It does around 8 to 10. But once we get rid of all of those, we're going to be using bombs.
Yeah, so the Bongo Man has 3 attacks, one of which can paralyze you for a few turns.
And the other 2 are a weak attack, such as called the Sonic Drum, and a strong attack called Stick Boomerang.
Stick Boomerang.
So you actually get your ally in this fight, and the ally is set to only attack. He doesn't do anything other than the Moonsault Kick, the Miracle Kick, which do very little damage, as well as the punch that you have.
It's all extra if you can't. It's all extra. Might as well work with it. But this game also does have 2 players as well.
You can play this as co-op, but when you play co-op, all of the encounter battles require you to kill double the amount of enemies.
Which makes it take longer unless you're doing a co-op run.
So the whole strategy to these boss fights is doing as much damage as you can, also while watching your HP. So generally my strategy for here is we never want to put ourselves in a position to get 2-shotted, because of the paralysis move, which can stun us for up to 4 turns. It can
last up to 4 turns.
So generally, at this point, I want to make sure my HP is above 25. Alright, so there's our paralysis move. But luckily, our partner dodges it. Completely random when he dodges. And sometimes the boss will dodge your attacks as well.
Yeah, you have no control over how it works, but he destroys them.
Alright, there we go.
I was gonna head back to Edo City. But there's the second ball.
Yeah, so there are 7 dragon aura balls.
Or
not dragon
balls.
They are not dragon balls. They do not summon a dragon if you make a wish. If you get all 7.
And they're not the legendary stars either.
From Suikoden, right?
No, from Mario RPG.
Oh, RPG, okay.
Okay, so he's gonna go back to Edo City, but he'll keep fighting and grab some XP along the way. Hopefully from the enemies that actually give a good amount of XP.
Yeah, so the enemies that spawn here actually give you more experience than the area we're about to go to. That's why it's actually worth walking out of this place instead of setting up a checkpoint at Edo City. And as soon as I say
time in the long run.
And as soon as I say that, we don't get anything.
Oh man.
That's the encounter rate for you. Alright. So right now we have to talk to this place's royalty because
gotta talk to Princess Princess Tamago, same thing.
So what she'll do is she's actually the one who tells you to go defeat Bongo Man.
But you've already done that.
Exactly. So this is required because they give you the boat. Otherwise I would be death warping from the cave. So they give you a boat called Ark to Travel. It lets us go on water through shallow water, which is indicated on the map as kind of like little white stones or pebbles. But now that we've got our boat
on the old world, now he's gonna die.
Now we're gonna do the death warp. Yes. So when I do this death warp, you'll actually see the dragon egg in effect. So we're just gonna try to get encountered here. And then we'll just quickly die to this.
Get in.
We're gonna take a little swim.
In a pit or a hole.
And somehow the enemies would like to join me. So there we go.
While making funny faces.
Yeah, the enemies in this game have chibi faces.
Funny sprites.
Okay, so that's the first quest.
The enemies have no style. They got no grace. All they have is a funny face.
Nice.
More enemies. Those are the rocks.
Yeah, those those kind of lightish white pebbles.
Shallow rocks.
Shallow water.
Yeah, shallow rocks.
When I was young, I thought they were stones, so like this boat can only go on stones. But I'm pretty sure it's shallow water. So these are the newer enemies. So right now we're going to be taking advantage of the exploit.
Because you'll also survive.
So these things actually do quite a bit of damage to you. which is why we're going to take him out relatively safely. Because I am the safety.
And get a whole lot of XP.
So once again, this battle ends when you kill 5, so we actually try to kill 6 to get that extra experience.
The extra curriculum. And check the boxes, that was not good. DMs are not too much of a big deal early on, but as you may have guessed, later on we'll probably want more of them.
Alright, level 11.
Yes. And the level, what level do you need to get to?
We don't need to worry about levels just yet, because we have a lot of quests to fulfill. So right now we're just going to be trying to progress the story as much as possible, while at the same time trying to avoid as many of these as possible.
Oh, shot in, shot in the no-no zone. I don't know, what a way to carry the nunchucks.
Yeah. You can actually pick up those nunchucks, but we have throwing stars, so what do we need those for?
Unlimited throwing stars.
It does run out after a bit. It's not exactly unlimited.
Well, during the fight, it's pretty unlimited.
It's on a timer.
Plus, if you take that long for the stars to run out, you're probably doing it wrong.
So now we're actually going to set up the first checkpoint of the game. We're going to be warping back here quite a few times. And because I did quite a few battles, I'm actually going to take this in to get my ninja points back, the NP.
And this mushroom forest. Or Mushroom Town.
This town's called Fairy Town. So, so this quest, the ruler of Fairy Town and her father, let's just say they have a little disagreement.
Yeah, the princess and the father.
And the father is very upset and ran away. And
now Safety Man has to go find him.
What better? Instead of minding our own business, we gotta be part of this family affair.
Family feud.
So the father is inside that tower.
Looks like the Tower of Babel.
A little bit.
For T-Star abuse. So it's just the same. It's just the same thing as usual. Just you store progression while getting XP for future battles.
So the pigs do spawn weird in this tower. It's actually faster to escape than because sometimes you can walk left and right for a while and they won't spawn. So whenever I see
that's a waste of time.
Whenever I get forced into this, I generally tend to run away.
Just for safety reasons.
Not really safety. It's more because the amount of time it takes to fight them is generally longer than the experience is worth.
Yeah, so it's much safer to just run away.
I would say quicker than safer. It's pretty safe to kill them.
I mean, it's safe and it saves time.
Safer for a marathon, I guess.
Ah, there you go.
So as we progress through the game, you'll notice that I become more selective in the fights that I choose to fight because of the experience and time.
Gotta be selective about which one is worth it and which ones aren't. Makes sense. You want to get the most out of your encounters.
This isn't worth it either, by the way. Pretty much no fight in this tower is worth it.
It's all a waste of time.
Like I said, this encounter rate is our best friend and worst enemy at the same time.
And this place has no railings.
It's a very safe tower.
It looks like you can fall off. It also kind of looks a little lazy. Like they didn't quite finish making the whole map.
So here's her father. It's time to work together.
And they have some troubles and stuff.
So right now he comes to his senses and goes back to her. So this is actually the only enemy in this tower that's worth it because he gives you 160 experience, which is the most out of any enemy here.
And at the moment too.
So whenever we see this enemy, whenever we see this enemy, we're generally gonna fight it. But right now right now we do want to get out of here and warp back. So I'm gonna see if when I get the first bad encounter, I'll quickly seppuku. And here it is. Actually, I don't think this one has a hole. We're gonna have to let him knock us out.
You're gonna die.
Alright, so back to Fairy Town. Next level is 220 experience. Not too relevant right now, but we'll be monitoring our experience later.
Yes, don't forget the double damage from the long fights if you're under-leveled. So now he gets the Magidor.
Magiport. So as soon as you talk to the father, he gives you the Magiport, which allows us to warp back to our last checkpoint, but only in the overworld map.
Not the dungeons or the caves.
Yes,
so... it costs 15 ninja points to use. I thought it was the Magidor.
Magidor you get later. That lets us get out of... well, I'll talk about it later. Let's not talk about it now. So right now we're going to be going across the desert. Desert sprites you might recognize are very, very similar to the ones in Final Fantasy III. If not exactly the same.
Also in the genre too.
So the good thing about this fight is actually, in the desert you have to kill 2 of them. Which means you get 320 experience. They do a lot of damage, so we do have to be careful.
It looks like he has a lot of health, or has quite a chunky amount of health, but it's
4 throwing stars to kill him.
He'll get wrecked. And plus he wants to save those sweet buns for those RPG battles. Or any healing items for that matter.
This enemy is actually not very common in this section, so getting him here is actually really good.
It's acting quite weird too. The nice thing about this landscape that you fight on is they just walk in a line.
You can manipulate their AI to just do this.
Yeah, if you're wondering why it wasn't chucking like a gazillion ninja stars, because it had iframes.
Yeah, every time you attack a flying enemy, it gets, I want to say, a second of iframes.
Yeah, a second or a half.
So those small enemies that ride on flying carpets, they are not worth our time.
They're not gonna show you a whole new world.
No, sir.
With no fantastic experience.
So in this city, we go to the inn to get our NP back. So essentially, what the problem, at least, from what we know from the story, is that there are invisible monsters that we must get through.
The invisible monsters? Oh, ain't that a class? Well, I mean, they're kind of already invisible in the overworld and wherever as well, because you just randomly bump into them. Gonna need those dragon eggs.
Yeah, so you can carry up to 15 dragon eggs at a time. We're also going to be getting the ingot armor, which
it ups the defense in encounter battles, but unfortunately not the boss fights.
So right now, yeah, we have to get
a trial.
We have to get something called hypervision, which makes invisible enemies appear or
and not
become visible.
ColecoVision. Or worse, the Virtual Boy.
Get eye problems just like that.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the red will shoot infrared beams and like see where all the enemies are.
So another thing you may have noticed that I bought from that town is the meat bun.
You can only carry one of those, and it heals all his HP and ninja points. So it is a very strong item. It's like a max potion.
Pretty much. Or an elixir, actually.
Or full restore.
Games always have to call their things different things.
But essentially, it's the same thing. It's different. It's branding. Video game branding. Different names, same item. Oh hey, it's that angry carpet enemy.
Does he look angry? They don't really have smiles on their faces.
It's got that brow and that crystal ball. It was gonna chuck at you.
I got 4 of these. I'm used to getting like 1 or 2. And some runs I get 0 of these.
So what you're saying is, so far so good.
For now.
Yes, it's definitely for now. So how much XP did those flying carpets give anyways?
They give the same as the pigs.
Oh.
But in order to disarm them from their flying carpet, you have to do the moonsault jump.
Work.
You have to do the moonsault jump, and that turns them into a small enemy. So the fact that you have to attack them twice, and then only get as much... Yeah, it takes up too much time. You have to attack them twice, transform them back, and then kill them.
Speaking of pig enemies. There was an encounter there, but you ran away. If you didn't know where to go in this game, this would have been a very big game to travel through to find out where you need to go.
This game is actually real notorious. A lot of people I've seen say they've probably played this game once in their life, and then say they haven't beat it because they don't know what to do. And this game doesn't really do a good job of telling you what to do, as does a lot of games back then.
Or doesn't do a good job guiding you into not like give you a linear path, but give like breadcrumbs to follow. But hey, there's a lot to explore.
The game's like, hey, figure it out yourself.
Good luck, suckers.
How many of those did we fight? Oh, that had to be at least 5 or 6.
Yeah, it was like 5 or 6.
Bet you're gonna escape this.
Oh yeah, so whenever I hear the word Super Ninja Bot, I keep thinking of the Legend of the Mystic Ninja, but it's like those are completely different games.
Completely different game.
But they both have ninjas in it.
There's actually another game for the Super Nintendo called Super Ninja Kun. Completely different game.
Alright, now we're in.
We're in and we're fighting everything, man.
At least you're fighting all the good stuff. You think you think Nintendo Power would have helped in figuring out where to go?
So another thing you could do with the throwing star is that you can actually throw a charged projectile.
You mean a Hadouken?
Kind of like a Hadouken.
I mean, you do the Tatsumaki Senpuken.
Yeah, and one of the characters is named Ryu.
We're gonna call that inspiration. His
twin
brother called Ken.
This guy's name is Jack. Jack the Ninja. What a great name.
Very Asian name. Or Jakku. Alright, so we're here for the hyper vision.
So the first two purses, they take you to a different area in the level. We need to take the farther ones.
Because why would it ever be the close one?
What game would have dungeons without dead ends in them, right?
Or it's more like what game would put like a choice of portals and have the first one be the correct choice? Never, because then what's the point in designing the other portals? It's our good musician, the Skull Knight.
Yeah, but here we only have to kill 2.
But Safety Man's gonna maximize the points that he can potentially get.
Jackie Chan? Jackie Chan's not a ninja though. He's kung fu.
And plus it's more modern. This was in China land way back. It went under a different name in the Japanese version, didn't it?
Yes, so the Japanese name for this series is Super Chinese World. This is actually the second... I believe it's either the second or the third game in the series. It did spawn a sequel, or I think it's a sequel to the Game Boy version, Ninja Boy 2, but it's a completely different game. It's almost like a fighting game, to be honest.
Super Chinese World with the most Japanese text ever. With limp letters. So if you played 2 players and had double the enemies, don't you get double the XP? Wait, no, the XP divides, right?
It scales, yeah, so you get the same amount of experience. Oh, we made it. We finally made it, guys.
Okay, I was holding my breath on that, just in case something appears.
You get commentators cursed.
Well, I mean, you don't ever want to jinx it, right? And be like, oh, hey, yeah, no enemies. And then at the last second, hey, you look an enemy.
You're my friend. You want this to be jinxed, don't you?
Maybe.
Maybe.
So these platforming sections are, they're not too remarkable. And also because they're kind of janky.
Another thing to note is that you can't control the height of your jump. It's a max jump every time you press the button.
You gotta commit.
So if you notice when I punch that P block, a little icon appeared. So that's actually a dumpling, or a pot sticker, some people like to call it. That's only found in these platforming sections, and it restores a portion of your HP, but also your NP.
In case you got injured or used any items, or ninja points.
So the locations of those dumplings are not random. That same P block there, when you punch it, will always produce that, and you will get it every single time.
One of the more consistent things in this game. Alright, so now we're gonna... So he's now gonna exit the tower to use the magic port to warp back.
So the reason I'm not death warping is because the enemies here are worth it. But now I realize I could have just death warped. Magic port.
Or fallen into a hole.
Yes, but
actually,
go ahead.
Couldn't you have used the trial to like fall into a pit?
I could have, but I also maxed out my dragon egg, so I'd have to fall into a pit multiple times.
That would be a waste because it automatically gets used, which is nice.
Am I level 14? Do you remember?
I don't think so.
Okay. So this is where experience becomes a bit of an issue, because we need to be level 16 before we fight the boss. And when you're level 14, you generally need 3,000 more experience to get there. So this guy
you're
here,
level 13, by the way.
13, okay. So this guy here, Dr. Justice, he's a goat.
He's gonna tell him to go get a kite.
So essentially, the story, the enemy, or the main villain, as you like to call him, is hiding in a tower that is surrounded by acid water. So he gives us a kite to get over that acid water because it will just melt our boat.
And he uses the kite like ninjas fly at night.
Ooh, this is really good. So this bull here is quite a rare enemy, but he gives you 100 experience each, which is quite a lot at this point of the game.
Especially when a bunch of them can appear. Again, delaying the fight to maximize.
I didn't get it.
You
I didn't get it. No, I didn't get it. But I got 200. Okay, 14. So at this point,
mistimed it.
Yeah. At this point at 14, I want to start counting down from 3,000. Because we're roughly 3,000 points away from 16.
Alright, so we're gonna. So he's heading over north to Saturn.
And we got a nice dark palette swap.
Hey, gotta save on those sprites in RAM space.
Just recolor everything, right?
Yeah, it's use the same assets and just tell the Super Nintendo to change. Double M.
Okay, so that's 2,700.
27. Just do the fight. I'll keep in mind.
Okay. This witch we will skip because she only gives you 70.
And she's flying too.
She's actually one of the few flying flying enemies this early that we don't want to fight because of the time.
I mean, you can fight on your own time, but remember, we gotta be fast.
We're speedrunning. SpeedGaming Live 2021. Get hype. Alright, so this is just
Hindsight 2020.
Miss Finney. She'll fight you.
That fight Miss Finney, another one of the flying enemies who kind of looks like a mermaid.
So this is purely for experience. She does give you an item at the end of this, but we never use it. And fun fact, for those that play the Japanese version of this game, she's actually naked in that version.
2,500?
That was 200. Yeah, 2,500, yes.
Yeah, that's like, let me...
Okay, yeah.
Just fight and don't worry about your thing, your processor.
So I have you.
Okay, now he's gonna do some platforming to use some of those dragon eggs.
And some kinda scary music. Back then some people found this scary.
I mean, I guess it is kind of eerie. It sounds like something you'd hear in the caves.
They play happy music in the caves.
Gotta keep your spirits up. That fish looked like a cat. And it's always the melty flame enemies.
In these platforming sections, yeah, these are the only enemies that appear here. Okay, so I do have boo bombs. That's very important. I need boo bombs for this next section.
You think they could have like used some of the regular enemies in here to at least give some kind of a challenge?
Maybe, but then they would have to spawn in.
I mean, you would just tell them like, "Hey, you spawn here, spawn here." Replace where those flame enemies. I say flame, but that's just what they look like to me.
They're different colors in different platforming sections.
And they don't give a lot of XP, but get them out of the way so they don't stun. Thank you, man, or Jack. All right, so in this town, he's gonna go buy the Techno Glove to to upgrade his punch
I'm just gonna use the meat bun because we're just gonna rebuy it.
while receiving the benefit of healing everything. He's gonna skip the Mystic Sword because he gets a better sword afterwards. Hey, better keep an eye on those ghosts, otherwise they're gonna come after you.
They're actually not evil. Alright, so here's the kite. It's literally just a cutscene.
A hand glider? That was no kite.
Whatever.
I guess it's technically a kite.
Alright, so more of this. This lovely music.
This exhilarating platforming. This is actually kind of like in Mario Bros. During the bridge scene and the Cheep Cheeps come flying at you. Oh, someone's getting techno. And the POW blocks get a bit of a sprite change. Or maybe not a bit, a complete sprite change. He's gonna use the Dragon Egg to just get through here.
Saves me trouble from falling.
And losing health.
Yeah, so the next major boss we're about to fight, I would say, has the largest chance of actually killing you. Oh, cool, we got the fight right away. Alright, so what's my number at?
2,500.
Okay.
So we need to level up twice. The enemies are invisible. Looks like they got like lightsabers here.
So this is actually a fight I'm looking for because there's an enemy that gets summoned after a certain amount of time has passed. So I'm actually going to let one cycle of the music loop through. And then I'm going to despawn one of these enemies by scrolling him off screen.
Which he has trapped on the right side, just peeking in from the corner.
So here he is. So this is the huge ape. With one eye.
He has no style, he has no grace. This Kong has a funny face.
So this guy gives you 400 experience points each. So we need to get to 2,500, correct?
Yes.
So,
right now it's 2,100 because you just killed the ape.
So that would be 6 apes we're going to have to kill here.
No, yeah, 6 apes. For some reason I heard 16.
16 apes?
Like when you said 6, I was like, oh, he's saying like a total of 1,600 XP. I was like, what?
So this is one of 2 major grind sessions in the game. Unfortunately, not much to say here, other than we kind of have to do it. So.
Well, that Kong was finally back to try and kick some tail, but Jack was on that tail.
So those wolf enemies are the ones that are invisible and the ones that Hypervision reveals.
Can you hit them without Hypervision, or is it like, oh,
you can't
see them, so you can't hit them?
You can't hit them.
You just won't know where they are?
Yeah.
And there, the Ninja Star is done.
We don't want to hit them now because we need to kill 6 of these. We don't want this to end.
You don't want it to end, yeah. Man, hitting them in the no-no spot.
Hey.
Well, he's finally back to be hit in the no-no spot.
That was 3, right?
Yeah. So 3 more. Just gotta wait and then gotta wait and despawn enemy. If you despawn it too early, it
won't. This guy won't get summoned.
And it would just summon another regular enemy. Man, that's the face I would make if I got hit there.
6 times, and then you'd explode. Alright, 2 more.
You think it's a symbolism that they die in 6 shots?
I don't exactly know what that symbolizes.
Or commentary. You gotta wait like 10 seconds?
It's when that part of the music plays. I'm using the music as not a cue.
This is Tong number 5.
So one more to go.
Must be collecting those balloon lives.
Oh, like the blue balloon in Donkey Kong?
Well, I mean, there's red, green, and blue. But yeah, blue one. Those only spawn in certain levels. They're kind of rare. In fact, how many blue balloons were in the original DKC? I know there's the one in the snow level.
I think that's the only one that appears in a regular level. The rest of them appear in like bonus stages.
I thought the bonus stages were only the red ones.
Some bonus
By the way,
stages.
number 6.
Yeah, that's number 6. So we're good. We're just gonna end the fight by killing 4 of these. So this should put us at level 16, if not very close.
The exploiter.
Okay, I'm gonna do a check on my...
Now he's level 15
Okay.
and 16.
Why do I have 1? Interesting. Interesting. I bought 2 boo bombs. I bought 3 boo bombs.
He needs to use a boo bomb to blast a hole in a wall to get something.
Yes.
Because that's what bombs are for.
They blow stuff up.
But interestingly, you can use it as a tool.
Yeah, you can. It's one of the few items you can use in the overworld and during the battles. But during the beat 'em ups, they're pretty useless. You just throw them, they explode once, and then you've wasted $10.
Or in this case, sen.
Sen.
Kind of like the yen, but it's more sensible.
They didn't want to get sued by Japan.
You think it's because sen makes more sense? So this no. If only we had a certain Ryu here, they would have probably made those kind of puns. But yeah, so this is a skippable secret for the sin thing, right?
There's a little crack in the wall. This is where you use the bomb.
Like in the later Zelda games. That explosion was most basic.
So you
Well,
can
I
actually...
guess technically, if you were on the other side, you would have seen like, oh, there's a treasure chest here.
If you'll notice, I kind of beat my chest a bit. During the time that bomb explodes, you can still get an encounter. And if you get an encounter, that hole resets and becomes closed again. And I only had 1 bomb with me. So if I didn't get that sword, that would have been very, very bad news. Oh, I went the wrong way again. There's this one room that trolls you. It's just one tile you have to move. But the game wants you to move down so much.
Wants to put you down.
Okay, so up into
the... I'm not gonna bother with Count Chocula.
Ironically enough, he gives you a lot of EXP. If I got this guy before the ape, I actually would have fought it. Because in this tower you defeat 2 of them. And they give you 360 for 2. So 180 each. Which essentially is almost as much as 1 ape.
Almost like 1 ape.
Okay, so we didn't take any damage, so we're just gonna go straight to the boss. So what happens in the story is that this boss is impersonating Princess Julia's husband, or husband-to-be, fiance. He's disguised himself and deceived the entire city, but
somehow with that gigantic body of his.
This is his true form.
That's the centaur.
Mm-hmm. So in this fight, we're just going to be using swords. The sword that we get is actually really powerful. It's the most damage you can deal to him.
General Conk.
Mm-hmm.
So So General Conk has 4 moves he can do. One of which, hopefully, he doesn't do, called the Shadow Shield, which makes him invincible, and Safe Man has to use Hypervision.
Attack me. Good.
And then he has other moves that do pretty high damage. 18 damage.
I meant to use the sword.
Yeah, so Safety Man's strategy is to keep the Ninja Boy's health above 40.
40, yes.
And use sabers, like you said, for the most consistent damage. So far, a lot of not hitting. It's quite annoying because you can clearly see that they're just about they just dodge just before you even get there.
So, one eye on my health, one eye on the boss.
No, it's not like you can... It's not like there's too much to worry about.
There's a Shadow Shield.
Ah, there we go.
So, we can't attack him during this. We have to use Hypervision. But he can definitely attack us.
And you won't know where they are.
It's definitely a heal for Ryu.
Every time, just the hits. Is there any way to, like, increase the accuracy?
No.
No.
I wish there was.
Yeah, so whenever you attack, it's just like... It's just a 50-50. Maybe not 50-50, but it's like... It certainly feels like it.
Should be close to death. Maybe a couple more hits. Dead. No. I think this next one's gonna kill.
If it hits.
I'm always wrong. I see the 38. As soon as you see 3, you definitely heal. That attack does nothing.
Because potential... Well, not one shot, but it's like, take less damage.
So another thing you may notice, I'm not using the Mighty Ball. The Mighty Ball in this battle only does around 15 to 16, so only a little bit more.
At the cost of...
3 M's. So there we go.
Which is quite costly.
Now we got the green ball.
Get those jawbreakers.
Oh wow.
Wow. 0 frame at re-entry.
Alright, so we have to warp back, and because we're not in the overworld, the only way to warp back is to get knocked out.
Oh, because you still got the dragon eggs.
So if you get knocked out by losing your HP, then you will lose, essentially, which is what we want. So
if you're wondering why he was just running around doing nothing, it's because can't see the enemies.
I'm trying to get the enemies to be aggressive and attack me.
If only there were BTs, Donovans, and
Streets of Rage
all those enemies.
Nice.
Alright, so now that we're back here, he's gonna go talk to Julia to get the purple ball.
Yeah, she just has it. I don't know how she got it.
That's 2 balls, even though that's...
2 balls for the price of 1.
Double whammy.
Alright, so the next area of the game is...
Gotta go talk to Dr. Justice to get that free item.
He's essentially this game's Funky Kong. So these these pigs aren't worth fighting anymore, because we're going on to bigger and better lands.
No bacon for you.
I don't want to do the Porky Pig expression.
Expression or
impersonation, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say impression. The Shark Cruiser.
It runs on water at 300 miles per hour. Shouts to America.
It's pretty fast.
Uses
Alright, now he's gonna
free
start heading to the east to get to Arcadia Town.
So this boat lets us travel on all water.
All water, not just regular water.
Mm-hmm. Not that cheap, white pebbly water. All the soda water.
That should be the name of like an old-time way of calling ocean the all water.
You have Ocean 1 and Ocean 2. This can travel on Ocean 2. The other one can't.
The rock ones are less water. This is all water. Or wait, no, the rocks are some water.
Lovely encounters.
That was almost 0. Come on, game, we dare you. Dare you to do a zero frame encounter.
There's gonna be a point where I want them, but not now.
Oh my god.
Alright. Almost there. Bit more water we have to go through. Wow, we got... This guy's level 4, and we got caught by him.
There should have been a thing where you're guaranteed to escape from weak enemies, because why bother, right? Actually, in like a game like Earthbound, like the enemies stop spawning once you reach a certain level.
Not this game.
Oh hey, look, those rocks are pointing in a direction in a certain shape.
It's almost like they want me to go that way.
I don't know. I don't know. What gave it? What tipped you? Is it a rock solid direction?
That was 3 steps, man.
Those looks like a conch shell or like a rejected oyster Pokemon design.
With the horn?
Yeah.
It probably has horn drill. Kills you in 1 hit.
If it hits.
So this is the jungle. The mighty jungle.
Welcome to the jungle.
You got fun and games?
Where the sandy beach is and the garden hose. So it's gonna go look for someone past the town.
Okay.
If he can get there. He'll eventually get there. But...
No, our problems are about to be slightly alleviated. I say slightly.
And
Keyword
you'll see
slightly.
why.
Where are you going, son? AI,
He
man.
needs to find the way.
So this battle you have to kill 3. And these guys are worth 200. At this point, this is the only thing here that's worth fighting. Because you get 800 for that battle.
Much faster than the Kong fight. Oh no, the Ooga Boogas.
I think they're actually like jungle men. I used to thought they were scarecrows.
Or the Majora's Mask.
Oh, the Skull Kids?
Yeah, the Skull Kid.
Without the mask. That one's riding a pterodactyl.
Kinda cool, but too bad, they're just as relevant as when they went extinct.
So this is, when we see this guy...
The Easter Island head.
I used to call him a rook. Kinda looks like a chess piece.
Kinda. Good thing they don't move that far. Trying to get into position.
No, I didn't get in time.
Yeah, the star only hits one enemy at a time. Does the Hadoken hit more than one?
No. The Hadoken actually does less damage than the star itself. That's why I'm not throwing it.
That's very weird. Isn't that the point of a charge attack?
It does have a bigger hitbox.
Oh, yeah, that fixes everything, right? At least he's getting encounters that are worthwhile. Might as well save time there instead of waiting.
No, so when the background is like that, you don't see 2 rivers. That one means you killed 2, so we get 3. Okay, we made it. Some more dragon egg abuse. Platforming with an asterisk, if you want to call this platforming.
Yeah, the platforming is kind of jank. It's no Super Mario's.
Look at my elite platforming skills, yo.
He's going through, coursing through, as if he was riding on a dragon.
Okay. So this guy's name is Mr. Slowpoke.
Not Mr. Slowpoke.
No. Not the Pokemon. But he gives us the thing we desperately need. The
Serenitech.
Yes. So this is the game's Repel.
Oh yeah, speaking of Pokemons, it acts like Repel. It repels enemies that are lower level than he is at the moment, and it costs 20 ninja points. So, at the very least, only high level battles will interfere. Now you're at the Arcadia town. He's gonna max. He's gonna buy some sweet buns, a meat bun, and max out on the dragon eggs.
It's actually very important here that I max out because the next platforming section will be using up to 8 of them. That's how much we're gonna break the game. Now we only need 32 experience points for the next level. Nice. So this Repel doesn't last forever. You'll be hearing a gong sound pretty soon, and that signifies that you have to reapply it.
Like sunscreen or bug spray. High level battle. The Pterodactyl is a high level battle, jeez.
So the Pterodactyl is level 17. So because we're level 17, we do not get to repel it at this time.
Not yet, but by that point it's like pointless.
I know, I probably should have fought it. I only need 32 more.
That's true, and you would save some future annoyance. There's the gong.
I'm gonna fight whatever I see just to get to 18.
Hopefully it's something quick.
Or the game can just not give me anything, and that works too.
Hey, maybe you glitched the Serenitech.
No, it's definitely off. There we go.
Oh, I know.
Whatever this is, I'll fight. Oh, nice.
Oh. Great. Even better.
And I did that during a marathon. Damn.
Oh, whoa, you're off. You're really low on the bottom there.
He did that spot dodge.
And
trick me.
poof.
Okay, now we can reapply it. We can reapply.
What if you applied it and then you leveled up? Would it adjust to the new?
It does, yes. We gotta apply it head on.
Directly to Jack's forehead. Why do you think he has that headband?
Okay. So, thing you don't see in a lot of platformers. Left movement.
Only unless you're playing a Metroid game.
That's true. So unlike Mario, Jack cannot run across one space gaps. You have to jump over them.
Or Ninja Gaiden 3. Which is ironic because that's also a ninja game. But totally different.
Very different.
Wow, that pit looked inviting.
It kind of looks like the Mario 1-1 pit. We got the jank jump. That's a very jank jump.
He would have just used the dragon egg.
Mm-hmm. The jump is very
would have been kind of annoying at that point because he was at the exit already.
You'd have to wait for it to run out.
Yeah, those dragons, they only know how to fly for a little bit.
So once again, that dumpling...
So we're going through here to go see a character.
Yeah, so right now, Arcadia Town, as we saw, is, they're being terrorized by what's called the Pits Gang, P-I-T-T-S. And
They're the pits.
Pits, yes. No relation to Kid Icarus. But,
do they work down in the pits?
perhaps. So right now, they're hiding off in a tower, or in a temple called Temple Bayon. And
I
right
thought
now...
it was gonna be Temple of Temples.
And
Oh,
right
speaking
now,
of Pokemon, those plants in the background look like bio
Vileplumes, yes. You're the first person that brought that up.
What, like mouthwash?
Let's not go there. So right now, Temple Bayon is sealed, and we're relying on this guy to blow a hole so that we can access the tower.
Or blow up a hole into gain access to. I don't know about blowing holes, safety man, but that's why he's looking for the doctor.
So if you notice these spikes here, if we walked into them, we'd obviously die. So what happens is that Mr. Slowpo, the one we saw earlier, he actually tells us to go back to Yokan, the first city, to talk to Notrudamus.
And learn how to go prone and crawl.
He gives us an ability called Micro Ninja, which turns us into a Micro Ninja.
Sounds like an action figure move.
A little bit. But because we have dragon eggs...
like micro machines. Micro ninjas, they're the tiniest ninjas ever. They can go under spikes. Anything else? No! But yeah, Dragon Egg just bypasses all that. Which is
all of it, yeah.
Incredibly crippled, but, you know, it works.
Very, very powerful tool.
Dr. Argos.
Archeo. He gives us a watch.
Like archaeologists. He warps back to Arcadia town and does a refill.
Yeah, I might as well do that refill now. We'll be visiting those 3 caves again later.
Again? Please.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You can't take any more dragon eggs. You'll break the game too much, safety man. Imagine if you could have 99 dragon eggs.
Right now,
I think you would actually need that much.
I'm pretty sure the game limits you once you hit 15. But if there's some way you can get over 15, then it's kind of like the game...
That would save some time.
Yeah. I know in some Pokemon speedruns, you glitch the game thinking you have more of a certain item or more Pokemon than you actually have. So the game only stops...
He's gonna head south towards the temple. Once he gets out of this fight, of course.
Well, it's still worth fighting, because... experience.
Yeah, but, you know, still gotta get out of the fight. Oh, I noticed that the dollar signs are flipped, reversed, if you hit it from the other side.
Well, because that's the currency for sen, not dollars.
Huh, yeah.
It's not a fan game. Real game.
It's a real game.
Very obscure
title. Yeah, a title that probably not too many people know about. Unless you did some searching.
Okay, here we are.
Okay, now he's here to go kill the Pits gang after making a hole.
Yep, just more fetch questing.
That cutscene, the entrance of that cutscene was not the same as the entrance that you actually go through.
Yeah, so another unfortunate thing about the rappel, once again...
Doesn't work in water, in dungeons.
Doesn't work in dungeons. So, as useful as it was back then, it's become totally useless again.
That's a very, very weird design choice.
There's a couple things that are like that. You think it becomes so useful, and then there's a point where you just can't use it. So what's the point? Alright. Paramidas. This guy's the only thing that's worth fighting here. It gives you 600 each.
I mean, hey, it took the Power Rangers to summon Paramidas, so it's got to be worth a lot.
Yeah.
Speaking of Power Rangers and Paramidas, later on. But we'll save that for later.
I actually don't know what you're gonna reference. We'll save it for later, fine.
Well, you know how in Power Rangers Zero there was a Megazord called Paramidas, and later in this game you find something not similar, but it's like the same idea.
Fem Jesse, this is by a company called Culture Brain.
And not the Culture Club. Otherwise you'd be playing with Super Chameleon Brothers. Or Chameleon Boys.
So the Pits gang is not a major boss. It's similar to the Skeleton Knights. They're just these NPCs that kind of linger here.
So you can just cheese the battles.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna cheese it the exact same way. Head to the top, take out throwing stars.
It worked. It worked once, and it'll work again.
Buckley's. It tastes awful, and it works.
Why fix what ain't broke? Again, you can only have 2 stars on the screen. That last one just exploded.
I could tell you what those guys do, but we don't get to see it. They attack with axes.
Because they're already dead.
Nani? This guy's name is Strawbear.
Strawbear?
Strawbear, yes.
Not Strawberry?
Nope.
That would have been weird, though. It's Paramidas. The Power Rangers have returned. It looks like he's just made up a bunch of, like, pizza boxes, actually.
Stacked pizza boxes? Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I could go for some pizza right
Pizza
now.
Midas. Pizza Midas. There's a key. Alright, now he's gonna...
We gotta take the trip back.
Death Warp.
No, not Death Warp yet. We still got 2 more to kill.
Oh, not yet? Oh, right, you gotta take out the gangs and you're... Pizza Midas. If only this were Flying Warriors. Oh, I know that game, Flying Warriors. That one was also jank too.
So one thing I didn't mention is that the M's, you can carry up to 15 at a time. So once we hit 15, we're gonna not hit anymore because we could get skulls.
You can get scalded for it. Like, what a troll, just like put items that just like screw you over. It's like the poison mushroom from Mario Bros. 2. Just like, why would you put this? Because...
And they put it in Mario Maker. Now you can have fun with it.
Now people control you with it.
Alright, so that was the left side of the tower, or one side of the tower. I don't know how you describe it. There's 2 sets of long staircases.
The northwest portion of the tower.
You know Beast's, you know Beast's castle? He's got the west wing and the east wing. Kind of like that.
They're using the same assets again, going up the same thing. Gotta drag it.
Drag it on as long as you can. You'll be seeing a lot of that. A lot of the map layouts here are actually areas we've seen earlier, yes. And there's quite a lot of palette swaps. Even the enemies are just... Most of them are just,
swaps.
sprite swaps, actually.
Too bad they don't swap, or I mean, they do. The XP is different, but too bad they don't swap for the higher XP. Pizza Midas.
Okay, we have 15 M's. Nice.
15. Yeah, it's gonna save him up for when he actually needs it.
Which is actually for these next two enemies. The next two Pits Gang members. Sour Face. This guy has the jankiest hitbox in the game.
But does he have a funny face?
So we're actually going to use Mighty Ball, the only time we use it in this game. This puts 2 ninja stars with hitboxes so that we can kill this guy.
Barrier.
So I have another... yeah.
That was quite janky.
You're completely invincible and anything you touch dies. I touched him and he didn't even die, it was the ninja stars that killed him. This guy will be using Ninja Cyclone, which is essentially the same thing without the 2 hitboxes, but anything we touch gets blessed.
You got blown out of here.
Alright, so that's the Pits Gang. And this is an enemy.
It's the Pit Gang that just flew off.
Alright, unfortunately, we're gonna need to use a meat bun, because...
You ran out of ninja points.
Ninja points, yes. So, throwing stars cost 5 each to use.
So that's the other reason why Safety Man has to pick his battles. Well, see, that $sign is the right way.
Maybe because I punched it. Maybe because it was facing left.
Yeah, that's why I was like, did it flip because you punched it from the other side? I like how the treasure chests don't even like open up. It's just like
yeah, they're just there.
It looks like you haven't opened it.
Okay, so now we're gonna warp back. What's the fastest way to warp?
Living?
Definitely not that. This is actually the best thing to kill yourself with because that spear does so much damage.
I thought it was the flames.
Or yeah.
Oh, imagine if Dragon Egg popped up.
No, because we got knocked out. Okay, so... Oh,
right,
we gotta talk to the ruler.
Two portions of the gang.
Alright. Almost forgot to do this. So this is the guy that wanted you to take out the Pits Gang. And
then you'll get blue balls.
Blue ball. Alright, so he's gonna lead us to the next quest, which is the underwater section. And I say that with a big asterisk because we're not actually there's no actual underwater elements. It's just where we're going next.
It's just a stage.
Oh, we don't have to spend dragon eggs. Nice.
Yeah, you didn't use any.
I know.
But the meat bun.
I already bought it. So now we're going to an undersea city called Mu.
Not the Palace of Mu from Illusion of Gaia, which, if those of you who have played that, you'll know the horrors of that section.
I'll bet good money they got it from that.
Yeah, I mean, it was based off of something in the real world.
So if you notice those 2 treasure chests, one of them was Ninja Claws, which is another punch that we get, an upgraded punch, and the other one was a level counter 3. So there's actually level counter 2 and 1 in this game, but the thing about the level counter is that before each battle, it actually pops up how many you need to destroy and what level the enemies are. And because that's
statistics.
Yeah, because that takes a few frames, we generally don't want that item. But the thing about that last quest that we just did is that we are actually forced to get it. Otherwise, the Prince Llama doesn't give you the 5th ball.
Mandatory.
Yeah, mandatory.
Yeah, so he just set up a checkpoint in the city of...
So, I guess story-wise, that city was being terrorized by an undersea beast named Nargi.
Under the sea, down where it's green.
And right now, this boat cannot go underwater. So
because it is a boat.
So where do we go? Where do we go when we need a new vehicle?
We're gonna go look for Funky Kong.
When you need a boat, see the goat. Actually, I didn't need to do this, did I? No, I died. Whatever. Let's call it habit. Okay, here's our boat.
Go to the submarine. If only you got a chopper.
Can dive 33,000 feet. Those freedom units.
Oh, it's more than the 10,000 leagues under the ocean.
How many meters is that?
In feet? That's like, I think 10,000 meters.
It's gonna be less, yeah. Alright, so we'll pay the good sea creature a visit.
You're gonna go see Nargi? Or Nargi?
No encounters?
I mean, unless you turned on Serenitech.
It doesn't work in this cave.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, only one. That's pretty good. So there he is. Very pink. He's got Goro arms, but...
And then there's Monstro.
We can't fight it because we don't have strong equipment, so it's time for some more fetch questing.
Rescued by Monstro.
Pretty much. So what he just told us was to see Slowpo, the guy that gave us the rappel.
But you're gonna go back and do the 3 caves to see Dr. Archaeologic.
So what Slowpo does is he basically tells you, I don't have the answer, see Archeo.
So basically, it's a waste of time.
Yeah, it's a waste of time.
If you knew
what
was happening.
That's only half the battle. So nice thing about this whale is that you don't get any enemy encounters.
If only you could use it more often.
It is a bit slower. This whale actually swims in the map randomly. You can randomly find it.
Oh, and encounter it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so back here.
It's if that whale is if Monstro was a nice sea creature.
Mm-hmm.
And back you didn't have to fight the Heartless in them.
The Heartless? We're making Kingdom Hearts references now.
I mean, hey, I already made Monstro.
I guess Monster is a Kingdom Hearts character.
Oh, it was Disney, and then it got included in Kingdom Hearts. So he's gonna have to do the 3 caves again to get to Arcos.
There's no real way to skip this either, so...
Unfortunate.
Feel free to grab a drink.
Come back and...
Take a stretch.
3 minutes.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of monotonous going through the same cave again. It's
Ooh, 2 for 2 in the jank jump.
Well, save on the dragon eggs, right?
The dragon eggs is a good 10 seconds down, so... You just made 20 seconds just like that. Sweet. Alright. So one thing
one more cave.
One thing that the whaleman said was, see Mr. Slowpo for the direction, and there is a scroll that tells us how to defeat the beast.
The Nargi.
Because what better way to show your weakness by hiding it in a treasure chest somewhere?
That sounds like something a lich would do with his phylactery.
Because the bad guys...
Almost like that password in Earthbound.
The bad guys always gotta leave a trail, right?
It's gotta give you some kind of chance to be a hero. Yeah, you drop pretty fast. So that's why he kept himself over a platform, otherwise would have used another dragon egg. Again, using the dragon egg so avoid having to do those long jumps.
Those spike balls, those Gordos, they can actually hit you. And these
like sea urchins.
And they actually one-shot you.
Oh yeah, the 3-minute wait. I seem to recall something of that nature. Time-based puzzles.
This is the last time we'll hear this soundtrack, so enjoy it.
If you did at all.
It's very jazzy. It's got that bass.
It sounds like something you hear in the city.
As you can see, Death can fly his boat in not water.
I mean, maybe he's floating on some the raindrops, or like some vapor.
Vapor.
Cave vapors.
The moisture.
I mean, caves are usually not dry unless it's like a volcano.
We did the volcano earlier. It was a palette swapped cave.
Yeah, the water suddenly became hot water.
Alright, now we got a Zord and it's mega. And this thing can fly.
That Zord is so mega. Anyway, so going back to that Paramidas thing I was talking about, yeah, so here's well, it's more of like a Gundam.
A little bit. So we get to fly with this thing. So we gotta go to a place called Guland to
find a secret scroll.
A scroll. Which has no purpose other than telling us how to defeat Nargi.
Even if it just ends up in an RPG battle.
Mm-hmm. So this is Guland.
I guess you needed to attack the enemy beasts in its weak spot.
So this is actually not a town, even though it looks like one. We do get enemy encounters here. Believe me, I know I've got none. Of course they're gonna do that to me.
Yeah, show more examples.
You know,
yeah, there should be enemies here.
There should be. There we go.
So one of them decided to show up, and it's just that thing again. The pterodactyl.
Yeah, and you can see the level counter taking away a couple frames away every time we get an encounter. But it's unavoidable. Unavoidable at this point.
Reading its power level. If only he could use Serenitech, but he can't do it in the caves.
No, it doesn't work in caves. Well, oh, there's our friend.
Pizza Midas.
Here, we get to kill...
Slice the pizza.
Here we get to kill 2 of them. So these are 600 each, so 2 of them is what, 1800? Or 3 of them is 1800.
Yeah, you'd get a 54 XP. Or 540.
1800.
Wait, 1800?
600 each.
Oh. Misheard.
That's cool. Alright, trying to find the scroll. It's here somewhere. Oh,
is it a hidden scroll?
Where do you think the scroll is hidden in?
Definitely not a treasure chest.
Definitely not a treasure chest, right? Alright, how do we defeat this thing? The Feather Sword, which was inherited years in Horizon Gate. Remember where Horizon Gate is? That's where we saw Rick.
Oh yeah, back at the beginning.
Yeah, luckily we can fly there now.
Instead of having to take the long way. Oh, and no encounters while flying.
I kind of wish there were, but thankfully there are none.
Well, and then you use the Zord of Mega to punch him.
Yeah, exactly. It looks so cool. It's got hype music, and you can't do anything with it. It's disappointing.
Oh yeah, it can't even help you. You can't use like ninja points to summon it as a robot to just.
The treasured item of this city. Play a little game. This is not random, by the way. You just gotta make his face. Okay. If I mess that up, you are free to make fun of me as much as you want.
Yeah, so you gotta do the matching. What a test!
I know. Just like that, we get to use the treasure of the city. Alright, so now is the second of 2 long grinding sessions of the game.
Yeah, he has to grind to level 27.
Yes, but We'll be going to an area that has enemies that you find in the finalist area of the game. So the amount
being in the final part.
So we'll use Serenitech here
To keep the quality of the enemies.
just to prevent these ones from appearing. But we're going to be heading to we're going to be heading to a stretch of shallow water, which has enemies that are level 30 and above. So this is where I want zero-frame encounters. Alright, this is one of them.
Couldn't you have flown the Zord all the way to that spot nearby? Oh wait, you can't get onto a boat.
You need a harbor to get on the boat. So this guy is worth 1,000 each.
He's no RoboCop, that's for sure.
So this is the fastest way to level up. So we're gonna be here for a good, I'd say.
I mean, you only need six levels.
It can take a while.
Yeah, if you need to take go stretch, get a snack. We'll be here for a while.
As far as I'm concerned, at least from what I've discovered, this is the fastest way to level up.
I mean, yeah, 1,000 XP is pretty good.
Trolled us.
Just decided to look away.
The power of my not stare.
The power of, hey, where's the ninja stars flying from?
So we're getting 2,000 to 3,000 experience after each fight. 3, 4, 5. Trying to keep the ninja stars even on each side, so that they both
die at the same
time.
Roughly the same time.
Roughly. This is not a time where we want to get droughted.
0 encounters. 0 frame encounters.
Okay, those are the bad enemies. They don't give us much.
Like two cans Sam.
A little bit. This is another bad enemy. So these
bad
enemies
that catch up with you.
Well, bad because they don't give much.
And they fly.
And that.
Ah, that was almost 0 frame.
Almost.
I don't know, maybe Safety Man has made all the robots extinct and they need to manufacture more.
That should be 23. So, I'll say, right now, 23 to 24 is 5,200. 24 to 25 is 5,600. And then
basically you have to kill six of those bots every time.
Here's another good one. But,
Snake Punch Out.
The King Cobra.
And not King Hippo. How much do these ones give?
1,000.
Oh. Trying to line them, a whole bunch of them, so we can kill a lot.
We counted, nice. So you only need to kill 2. But for
which
some
again
reason,
ends the battle quickly.
But for some reason, this battle spawns 3 at a time. So I made sure to manipulate it so I got 3 of them. So I got an extra 2,000 experience from that.
And you killed 4. He wants to line them up for fast kill, so we can get 4 kills.
That, and if you kill one, if you don't kill the rest fast enough, then you don't get credits.
It doesn't count.
Yeah. So that's why we kind of herd them together. So just a bit more grinding here we have to do.
Huh, you should have leveled up from that. Didn't you say it was 5,200? Because
Yeah,
you
I
had
did.
like 7,000 in the last, in the previous 2 fights. Again, exploiting the mystical power of hiding in the corner.
The top.
Or in the top.
I mean, it's kind of a corner.
Yeah, true. I mean, there's technically a corner.
You're right up against the wall. And unlike Sonic, Jack can breathe underwater.
Must be a human thing, like Mario.
I mean, he can't do that in later games.
In the 3D games. No, it's only in the 3D game that Mario can't breathe underwater.
Six.
That was like 6.
Did you count? So as long as you see that red explosion, then it counts. Even if that red explosion's there for 1 frame, if you see it, it counts.
If it's red, it counts.
Cut the red wire, right? That's what they always say.
Or blue.
Is it the red or the blue? I don't remember.
Well, probably the blue, because the red can't handle it. That's what Beautiful Joe taught me.
Never played Beautiful Joe.
Oh, this is more from the show.
Okay. There was a show?
Yeah, there was 2 seasons of it. They dubbed the first season, but they didn't dub the second season. But you can watch the second season in other languages, which is kind of annoying. Because I was like, I enjoyed the show even though it was censored. It was censored for relatively stupid reasons. Well, maybe not, but just like one of those like really kind of reasons.
So once again, the encounter rate being our worst enemy, we're getting a bunch of bad enemies. And this does happen. You just have to expect it.
He's either gonna save time or lose time here.
And it's not like I don't want these encounters either, I need them.
But he wants the ones that save time.
So the thing is, I don't actually need to be level 27 to fight the bosses. Nargi is defeated at 25, but being at level 27 allows me to progress the game very smoothly. I can just go through all the required story triggers and not have to worry
without having to grind.
Mm-hmm.
What's the max level in the game? 30?
30... I think it's 50. You can grind up to level 50. 7. That should be 26, so 1 more after this. Probably around 2 to 3 fights.
5,400 XP needed.
62.
Oh. No, that's definitely 3 fights. Or unless he gets the snake, which in that case it's 2.
The thing is, I don't know how much above 25 I am. So it could be more, it could be less. I don't know how much I pumped into it.
The left one has too much.
Not good enough.
Oh. Got there just in time.
The Cobra. This should do it.
Oh, perfect.
If I don't mess up. Which I'm not gonna. Right?
No, you're not gonna do this first try.
Never mess up. Never ever.
Alright, come on. Can you scroll off while they're exploding to speed up the spawn?
You don't want to scroll them off screen while they're exploding, otherwise it does not count.
That is just a load of...
Alright, there we're level 27, we're good.
That's just nonsense.
Nonsense.
Gotta wait till they explode completely. It's like that saying, if a tree falls in a forest and nobody's around to hear it, did it actually fall? If you didn't see it explode fully, did it actually explode?
That was weird. So I did use the meat bun, so we gotta rebuy it.
for convenience. And just in case. Capsules.
Capsules are an item that... So what a capsule does is that it, you know when you get
like...
paralyzed? You use it and you become unparalyzed. But you can't use it while you're paralyzed. So we have a little dilemma here.
A catch-22?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that you can't have the other player or other character use it, but it's like most times when you're being paralyzed, both of you are usually paralyzed.
Well, in single player, you don't get to control the other player. You don't get to control Ryu, so you're first.
Ryu can't be controlled.
He's too good, man.
But yeah, when I saw the capsule, I was like, is it like the Dragon Ball capsules where it like pops out a cup?
Alright.
Alright, so this Nargi fight there... it has quite a few strong attacks, doing 25 and 27. If you can do the weakest one, 15, that'd be nice. This boss also has Shadow Shield, which requires using Hyper Vision to see. So the strat here is to use only the Feather Sword and keep the health at 70.
Yeah, this boss hurts.
Two out of the 4 moves like hurts a lot.
Mm-hmm. 3 if you count the Shadow Shield.
I counted that because Shadow Shield, Dark Exploder, Scale Boomerang, and Top the Nargi. Those are the 4 moves it does. If we include only the damaging moves, then it's only 2 out of the 3. But if you count Shadow Shield, that's 2 out of the 4.
I'm actually not liking how often he's using the strong attack. They tend to go for the weak attack most often. Okay, we dodged it.
The most important character dodged it. Not that time, though.
Now we're gonna have to heal again.
Just in case.
What? Okay, double dodge. Wow, he's just spamming it.
Yeah, just exploding all over you. Too bad you can't get equipment that either like increases your dodge rate or like lowers damage. It's just
so the item we got from Miss Finney, it's called Detekoi, which creates a decoy.
But
it can fail. It has a chance of failing. So if it fails, you wasted 2 turns. Alright, finally it's dead.
And that's it, right?
No, that was just one of 2 bosses we're about to fight. So next we have to fight General Bismar, who is a shark. Probably shouldn't have spoiled that, but he's a shark. You're about to see the most ferocious attack in the entire game. Don't spoil it, by the way. The most ferocious attack in the entire game. He's very happy. Look at that smile.
Searching for treasures far and wide in the sunken ship.
Also, get used to this music. You'll be hearing it a lot.
Boom, 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 boom. Man, well, that Serenitech worked in those dungeons.
If only it did.
But then wouldn't you be using just a lot of ninja points?
It's better than fighting this crap. Remember, if I get caught, I have to use 4 ninja points to escape Leaf.
Only if it piles up.
Alright, 1 more room to go. As I get encountered 1 tile away from the staircase. This is like One-Eyed Willy ship.
Going through the hole.
We're gonna heal before going in, so that we can just go right to attacking.
And not have to waste a turn.
So Feather Sword again.
It's the same strat as Nargi.
And we gotta fear the mighty Pepto Dash from General Bismar.
So
that definitely is not definitely not referencing anything.
Is it because it's so Bismar? But yeah, so Bismar has 4 moves, just like the last boss. Except it doesn't hit us hard. But 2 of the moves, one is Fire Screw, which paralyzes your characters for 1 to 4 turns. Hopefully that doesn't hit. And then there's Spiritizer, which heals him for 2 turns of damage, which is something you don't want because it just delays the fight. So hopefully all he does is Pepto Dash.
The Pepto Dash is so strong that it can cure your heartburn, nausea, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea at the same time.
But can you apply it directly to your forehead?
That's my health at.
Yeah, it's still in good hands.
I'm gonna heal now for Ryu. He's under 60.
I thought he was above 100.
No, that's me.
Or... Right, your Jack.
I'm gonna use Meat Bun, because Sweet Bun only heals up to 40. So at that point it's worth it to use the max heal.
Plus the fight's going pretty good.
It's actually going really well right now.
Because I'm here.
I think he's dead.
No, that fight actually went... I've seen
really
you do
well.
this fight.
Yeah.
I've seen you do this fight and you just get the...
Sometimes
you haven't healed.
Yeah,
You never healed.
sometimes you can just do Spiritizers and then it's basically 2 more turns you gotta waste. So right now, we have to warp back. But the thing about the Magidor is that it will only take us to the entrance of the underwater cave. So it's actually faster to just die.
And Death Warp.
Actually, Capsule would be useful here. I'm stuck.
Yeah, you were kind of stunned.
There we go. We can get juggled. We can get juggled while we're dying. This can be pretty hilarious.
Couldn't have done that earlier. Oh my god. They couldn't have done the death earlier. You had to juggle that time.
Okay. So now it's to the final, or second final arc of the game, which
Don't
is...
forget to buy items.
Yeah, we'll buy items in the next town. We're gonna go to the high-tech Compute Town.
Compute Town.
We took a look at it earlier, but now we're gonna get to go there.
No
It's
sequence
this,
breaking here.
This futuristic, whatever the heck this thing is.
The monorail.
I don't know how many... I think it's a maglev. I don't see any wheels on this thing. But first...
I mean, monorails don't have wheels.
They don't? I thought it was 1. Oh, shit. Whoops.
Monorail? They go on like a... You've seen that Simpsons episode, right? Alright, so
Yeah, I used the Dragon Egg to save myself. Oh, crap.
So obviously, more platforming sections of platformingness. I mean, there's not really much to say about the platforming. They're pretty much almost all identical. Just maybe some of them have some slight different hazards, but the way Safety Man is tackling them, they might as well all just be the same.
I almost went up. If I went up, I'd have to do that section over again.
That would have been a nice, chunky waste of time. So high-tech.
Okay. So the nice thing about... The reason why I leveled to 27 is because I want to be 28 at this point, because there's one enemy that's level 28 here that gives you a lot of experience.
And he only wants to have that one attack. Taking the subway to a town. so that he can set another checkpoint.
And then, if you thought this game had RNG...
You're gonna wish you had get some RNGs.
And we're, what, 2 hours into the run?
Yeah, just slightly above 2 hours.
Well, we actually got nothing. It's not exactly what I want.
Oh well, don't forget those items. Right, Sporting Goods Athlete Town.
Dick's Sporting Goods. Okay. So what's happening in this town is that there are clones of us. Clone Jack and Clone Ryu.
Taking credit.
No, they're actually terrorizing the town. And right now, everyone in the town is pissed at us.
But the shops is okay with selling because they're still paying them money.
Just give me money, right? Bling bling.
Would have been a nice change of gameplay if it's like the towns just don't want to help you until you...
The dreaded card game.
Until you proved yourself innocent.
So this is the dreaded card game.
So he has to get numbers that are higher than the other character that they flip. So it's RNG. I don't know how much I can help here other than just having my presence help. Okay, he's not winning. He's not winning the 10. So he got really high numbers early on.
Yes.
Oh, that was pretty good actually.
I got it in one try. So this is actually required. This is actually required. You can lose. So it's first to 6.
America, France.
First to 6 wins.
Oh, I thought it was 5. Or was that for a different one?
That's for a different one. But first to 6, every time you lose a game, you basically kiss 30 seconds goodbye.
Because you have to go through all that again.
We got that first try.
I'm glad my presence was enough to get you that luck. Now I'm gonna be in future speedruns of this just for the luck. Hey man, I need you here for the luck.
Moral support and luck. Well, we're not getting any encounters. This is weird.
Not great.
It's not the worst. So basically what happens is that our equipment isn't strong enough to take out the clones. Go figure. So she tells us to go see Rick at Horizon Gate. Another visit to Horizon Gate. What else is new?
Don't you have to go fight Rick?
That's exactly what we're doing. But this time, we're gonna fight with honor. Honor, integrity, because we want to give him like a fair duel. Fight fair.
What, like the turtles fight with honor?
Yeah, so when I say fight fair, I mean pause the game, take out our throwing stars, and just let them rip.
Let them have it! There we go.
And just like every bad guy or every enemy in the game, we just blew him up. He's a robot. Alright,
he was a Terminator.
Alright, so we get Fire Punch. So right now, the game wants us to fight the clones. And if we do so, we'll beat them, but then it says, that's not good enough. So they'll
Try again.
They'll
Try
send
again,
us.
suckers.
They'll actually send us back for another fetch quest to see the goat, who's gonna give us Thunder Sword. Yes, that's Rick. World famous Rick. Pickle Rick.
May or may not be the funniest thing you've ever seen. I would say otherwise.
Alright, there we go.
Rick from Flying Warriors. Oh, it's the same one?
Well, actually, it might be.
Oh, actually, yeah, it is, because you play as him in the game. Except he doesn't get punked that much, badly. So, these are the evil clones, because they have a mean face.
So, one of them is invisible. But that doesn't matter, because we're just gonna hang at the top of the screen.
Don't need to see where you are if you can't hit them.
They're there somewhere. They're getting destroyed.
In the middle of nowhere. Oh my god, stretchy neck!
Yeah. So when they do the stretchy neck, you have to hit them with the spin kick.
Use the spin attack to apply directly to the forehead.
Alright.
So now you gotta head to an area through the sewers.
The next boss, essentially.
And we got the snakes.
Yeah, so these are still worth fighting because of the experience.
1,000 XP.
That's 6?
That was 1. Oh, you meant the ninja stars.
Got it, okay.
Oh, good thing they take forever to explode.
Well, they actually have to disappear for them to count.
Yeah, so... Oh, I see what you mean.
Like, not just explode, they should... So,
unlike the other enemies.
If you can get the second one to explode before the first one's second explosion. Second explosion. So it does 1, 2, 3, 4 and then disappears. You have to make sure that the second one explodes before the first one's second explosion. If that was a mouthful, don't worry about it.
It still counts. You gotta do it before it finishes exploding. Man, that water sure is water. I mean, it is sewer water, but still, it looks like static grass.
Grass? Like Pokemon grass?
Or like moss.
So we can't get the clones here as a normal enemy?
They've been demoted.
Not worth fighting these things.
If only Serenitech would work.
Yeah, but
no,
it doesn't.
It only works outside. It's not a... It's claustrophobic. Jeez. Louise. If they were at least the Snake Men, at least that would have been worthwhile.
Mm-hmm. Alright, here's the boss. Here's not the boss.
The dreaded stairway attacks him.
I got caught.
It's algae.
Algae? Okay. I guess there's algae in sewer water?
I guess, even though that's more of a lake and ocean thing.
So here's bad news, boss.
Bad news.
Very bad news. He's actually a very dangerous boss, too.
Here's how much of a bad news he is. 4 different moves it can do. 2 out of the 4 do 30 damage, and and it has the move that paralyzes the boys for 1 to 4 turns. Hopefully, all it ever does is use the Spirit Blast, which does the weakest attack. So, Safety Man has to keep his health above, or preferably keep his health above 100, and use the Thunder Sword, because it does most damage. I wonder are the bosses dodging your attacks based on the characters just announcing their moves. Like, I'm gonna hit you with Thunder Sword. I'm gonna hit you with Thunder Sword.
We're getting hit by a lot of powerful ones.
Yeah, again, 50% chance he'll do the powerful attacks. And the reason he keeps his health above 100 is on the off chance he gets paralyzed.
Yeah, get paralyzed and then he does 3 strong attacks in a row.
Or 4. Potentially 120 damage. But, you know, that would be some really, really bad luck.
It's happened to me before.
It was nice enough to use that attack.
Now, if he's nice enough to get hit by these...
To end the suffering. Or it would also be nice if your characters can dodge.
Well, they can, but it's random.
Dodge consistently. You think once you've seen the attack, you would just, once you've seen the attack once, you'll, learn to avoid it.
Well,
Unfortunately,
go on.
Unfortunately, Jack avoided the paralyzing, so it should be fine.
I didn't want to heal first. I'm getting a max Max paralysis on Ryu. Unfortunate. But he's dead. Who cares?
Hey, that fight could have been worse, but that went pretty good.
It was pretty good. Alright, we're 30.
You're welcome. That was all me.
Couldn't have done it without you, man.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't have done it without me too.
Alright, so the final stretch of the game now. One more big boss.
Gonna refill his items for the final battle.
So we have all 7 Dragon Balls.
Marbles.
But, we need to do a bit more.
So now he's gonna take the subway.
So this subway is locked earlier. There's someone blocking the door.
Now that they're gone... Oh hey, maybe we'll see that enemy that
No, we won't see it anymore.
Oh, because they're too high level.
It doesn't appear here.
Still gonna fight him on the train. Oh, I don't see it doing anything.
Oh nice, that's 4. So unlike the...
4,000.
Unlike the kind of beat 'em up 3D-ish areas, the train is forced 2D, so you can't exploit them here. They function correctly.
At least it's a nice change of pace. Yeah, so we're taking the train because...
Well, because it's the final areas of the game now.
The only way to access it through the train.
Okay, so if you're wondering why I'm not just flying, it's because... Go ahead.
Can't use Big Bot after this.
Yeah, so Big Bot cannot land anywhere here. So if I were to accidentally press the Y button, I gotta do that train over again.
He only has hand on a D-pad.
Yeah,
so it's gonna go through the sewers. And then through the desert.
So these two characters, they appear in Little Ninja Brothers, the prequel. They've got bigger roles there, apparently. I haven't really played that version much. But here they just say, here's a gate, go on through.
Oh. It's all, at this point, it's just all the same enemies we've seen,
yeah,
right?
there's no more new enemies. Well, supposedly. No more new enemies worth fighting.
Don't forget to refill those ninja points at some point.
Yeah. So before we move on, the final boss requires level 33. So we need to level...
At the moment, he's, you have to level 3 times because you're at level 30.
I'm at 31 now. So 31 to 33 is roughly 20,000 experience.
Each? Or
20,
total?
Total.
So if you got the snakes, you'd have to fight 5 battles worth of snakes.
Yeah.
Assuming you get 4 spawns every time.
Okay, so we have to meet Bun now. Actually, no, we don't. We have 4 NP, so I guess go ahead and escape that. We're gonna meet Bun regardless, because we need to use Serenitech for an outdoor section. Inside that treasure chest is level counter 4. Which we don't want. So
unless he wants to use up more time.
Yeah, so... Oh, yeah, right. So at this level, these enemies, they're too strong for the level counter 3. So...
To detect?
Yeah. Their power levels are over some thousand.
Or way too high. Causes the level 3 level detector to explode.
Causes Vegeta to crush his scouter. We're not getting the good stuff.
Oh, hopefully at least we'll make up for it with progress.
Sort of. Okay. Hand here, make sure I don't press the Y button. What's up,
Or
guys?
else we gotta go through all of that again. Yeah, there's just not enough space for the mech to land.
Okay, we're gonna set up a checkpoint here. Just because I need to rebuy the meat bun.
Because the meat bun is very, very helpful.
Very good. I probably could get away without it, but it's a marathon, we gotta play it safe.
Just in case.
I am the
It's
safety man. Also, a little bit of, I have a bit of a trivia for you guys. Does anybody in the audience know how to say thank you in Japanese? Because I don't.
Not you, Nick. Yeah, because we're going to be doing... Our safety man's going to be doing some trivia.
Hey, when I was young, I had to guess at this.
That's true. Mr. ABC. God, it reminds me of that, that anime we watched.
Also,
Off the ocean.
The correct answer is sushi, by the way.
Yep, that is totally correct.
Urusei?
You should order Sai.
I should, shouldn't I?
Nah, just fine. You gotta commentate.
That's
I
your job.
actually forgot that you dragon egg through this. Because the platforming part,
I got hit. It's fine.
it just kind of goes against. Well, at least with the strat, it kind of actually goes against usual platforming. There's not too many themes, and even when they do introduce some themes, it's like it's not that great.
Acceptable?
The damage or the platforming? Yeah, it's functional.
No, someone said in chat, acceptable, that Urusei
No,
is how
I
to say thank you in Japanese. Man, we're at the final stretch.
That's weird. That was one of the few times, or that was like the only time you just spawned in the middle of nowhere, right?
We're gonna get the damage boost off this guy. Nope, we avoid him.
Nah, not too much of a big deal.
The damage boost looks cooler, but if we don't get the damage boost, we got good timing. So enjoy the scary music one more time.
Got the dumpling.
Yeah, the dumpling there.
So, not too worried about getting hit.
The pork-filled dumplings, very delicious.
Keep it. But make sure you all keep it fit.
Mm-hmm.
Not like Safety Man.
Whatever that means. Alright. There's a set of spikes there.
It means keep it fit. What about the spikes?
I don't know. If you feel like impaling yourself, they're just there. I don't know whoever died to those spikes.
Guess I'll just give up and die. On those spikes.
I don't know why they put them there. They're just there.
And it's not like there's like a trap or something that makes that bounces you up.
They're a sight to behold.
Could be a cave formation. As Serenitech runs out.
I mean, we're underground, so it doesn't matter.
Wait, then what was that that gong's noise?
Oh yeah, it was a Serenitech. But we're underground, so it wouldn't have mattered.
That wouldn't have mattered. If only you could use Serenitech on the outside and then bring it indoors for it to work, but you can't use it indoors.
Nah, the programmers weren't they weren't that smart. They could have totally done it. They're just like, nope, screw you.
Their brains were not cultured. Not that well cultured.
Is that a pun? I think it was.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, the final tower.
Don't
You
forget to get to level 33.
Yep. So no encounters in this first room. I don't know why. There are just none.
Can't even call it a time save.
And perfect movement, I guess.
Perfect RNG movement.
Yeah, we're actually gonna want some encounters now. So here would be nice. There we go.
Decides to troll you at the end with no encounters.
I mean, there are times when I've gotten here at level 33, which means all encounters at this point would be bad.
Again, avoiding all the flying enemies.
we got
Not getting the ones.
yeah, it's the Cobra and the Trooper. Those are the only two
The
that are
VR
worth it.
Trooper. Come on.
There we go. Oh, this is
There
good.
we go. This is
So,
a good one.
yeah, so the thing about this encounter, this Cobra, in this background, you need to kill 3.
So you can potentially get up to 5,000.
Yes. So we're gonna do that.
Because 3 of them spawn at a time.
Just line them up.
And then go crazy. Ooh, a question mark.
I could kiss it too. It's right in my face.
Could eat it a question mark bun.
Uh,
Or a sword.
Conveniently, the best sword in the game is on the way to the
Is
boss.
in the final place.
Yeah. Ooh, another 5,000.
That's good.
Just got 10,000 just like that.
10,000. It's over 9.
Keep them on screen. Spot on my right, yes.
Yeah, saves a bit of time.
I don't think that counted.
Yeah, it didn't quite look like it. It kind of sucks. It's got to disappear, right?
It has your tally has to count up. Yeah, it didn't count.
Yeah. It was still at 0. Oh, can't quite use the exploit here.
No, because you can, but the top is very weird here. It's higher than that water. It's a bit higher than
Or
that
the
water.
hole?
Yeah.
Yeah, that water sure looks dark.
And the enemies spawn... Well, if I were to go to it, there'd be a drowning animation.
Oh. Technically water, but displayed as a
Okay,
whole.
so I just need 2. Yep, this is gonna be 33. Alright, we're good to go. We've got the green light.
Alright, you are cleared. Cleared for the final area.
Oh look, it's that
Rub it.
first guy we saw at the beginning. He's definitely not the final boss. Just give it to me.
Oh, that treasure chest.
Okay, I believe you.
Okay, I believe you.
Okay, I believe you.
Went all Dr. Wily on you.
Exactly.
Alright, so this is the final boss, Robo-Doc.
Robo.
Now, this boss has 7 different moves. There's healing for 2 turns. There's 4 out of the 7 moves that do more than 30 damage. Weakest attack does 20. And the 7th move is it transform. It doesn't do anything, but when that happens, it means the boss is at around 50% health. So, Safety Man's strat is going to be use the Mighty Ball if he's able to. But
I don't have any more. I used up all the M's on the Cobra fights.
all the magic. Use Aura Sword and keep his health above 90. Well, at least fortunately, this boss doesn't have any paralyzing moves.
Strangely enough, the final boss is actually the nicest boss, because all he does is attack. You don't have to worry about invisible or paralysis. Just keep your health up and you win.
And hope he doesn't heal himself.
He can only heal himself when he transforms into second form.
Oh. Should have noted that.
Alright, there he goes. He gets a free sucker punch here, which is annoying.
Oh my god.
He gets a free attack on that.
It looks like the ship from Mobile Suit Gundam.
Oh,
the first one.
What's my health at? I wasn't looking.
It should be fine.
We're good.
Or not.
No, we're good. He can't kill us on 54.
Yeah, because at most it does is 38 damage.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no critical hits.
No critical
dang.
hits. Damn, he's dead.
That was pretty good.
It was better than I thought it would be.
And it didn't heal, so you didn't have to waste 2 turns. 2 extra turns. So he still has to go back to town to end the game.
Yeah, the game's not over until we end it. And strangely enough, you can actually get encounters there too.
So use Sarantak to head to back to town.
This is the final speech, the final text match. We're looking at about 2:29:50 something. It's about a 30-second cutscene.
An unskippable cutscene. The Marble Box.
The Marble Box. Not the,
containing the cinematic universe.
Not the Infinity Gauntlet. The Marble Box.
Time.
2:29:50.
Is that a new PB?
No. Let's not
What's
say
the
that.
fastest?
I've done it a bit faster, but yeah, that was pretty good. 2:29:51. Sweet.
It was a good time. So I hope you all enjoyed it.
Yes.
That was Safety Man running Super Ninja Boy.
For the Super Nintendo. Thank you, SpeedGaming too, or SpeedGaming, for the opportunity.
Thank you for having us.
It's very fun. Hope you all enjoyed the run. I think up next on the schedule is
What is up?
Aku Heish with Jets of Time. Legacy of Cyrus single run, 2 hours 30. That is the next run, but thank you guys for having me. Thank you, SpeedGaming, once again.
He's Safety Man, and I'm Wiz Wario, commentator.
Just waiting for... Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Enjoy the rest of the SpeedGaming Live 2021 Marathon. Brought to you by Culture Brain. Fiend.